Good evening. Good evening. Hey, King. You're welcome. You're welcome, King. You're welcome, King. Good evening. How was your day? How was your day? Day, whoa. Day, whoa. Right back at you. How was your day? Are you home or are you still at work? I hope the thing is not. I think it's going to be too dark. How was your day, King? You're welcome. Let's see if I can get more light here. You're welcome. Good to see you, King. You're in transit. Okay. Okay, you're in transit. And the rain is high. Yeah, I can imagine. It's been raining here all along. It's been raining. It's been raining. Thank you for joining today. You're welcome. How was your day? Okay, so it's been raining and we're able to commit freely today, even with the rain. Or was it some sort of hindrance? Just if you join, kindly like the live. Let me like the live. Click on like the live. Just click on like and like the live. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. If you're here, please drop a comment so that I know that you're here with me. And please like the live. And help us share link to one or two friends that you know this will be beneficial to. And of course, I know that this will definitely be beneficial to a lot of persons. So please help me be that channel to reach them, to every other person that this is going to be beneficial. So a recap of what we talked about yesterday before we delve into today's topic. Well, today's topic is an is a follow-up of what we introduced yesterday, which was so what we tagged it yesterday was in sync and support. In sync and support. Then we said men backing up their wives' dreams, their wives' aspirations. So today is going to be an aftermath, a follow-up of what we introduced yesterday. So still talking about how men can back up their wife. So yesterday we did mention there were several comments, several lovely comments yesterday on how relationships, the relationship between couples. So we did mention that some men, out of some level of insecurity, or we said insecurity could be a part of it. We also said different types of complexes, inferiority complex and the sisters and brothers in the same category. So we did mention complexes yesterday, as a factor in the event that a man is not happy with the wife's progress, with a wife that is earning more than him. Yeah, a wife that is earning more than him. Some men find find it some men are not, you know, quite happy with that. So you find that as a result of that, the relationship between these men and their wives is not very exciting as it's supposed to be, you know. And we did mention that not every man, though it's not every man, it's just for some men, just some, you know, some few men. Not, it's not every man, it's just few men that have that as, you know, as a challenge, that see that as a challenge. So we said that when you support your wife, when you support your wife, hello Chizaram, you're welcome to the live. How was your day? Let us know where you're chatting from. So yesterday we did mention that if a lady, if a wife does not get support, you know, a tangible an intentional support from her spouse as regards her dreams, her aspirations, you know, when the career is progressing, she will, and she doesn't get that feel, you know, that vibe from the husband that I'm fully in support of you, I'm excited about your progress, I'm happy with what you have achieved and what you are achieving, I'm happy, you know. If that is not established, if a lady that does not feel that her husband is that happy with her achievements, you see, and then that support is not there, you find that that lady wouldn't give you her all. She wouldn't give you her all in that marriage. She wouldn't. So as a responsibility, our men have to be intentional about it. You have to be intentional about it, you know, as regards supporting your wife. Okay, it's cold. Chizaram says it's cold. She's chatting from Abuja. Yeah, the rain. I'm even, you know, happy that the rain is not, you know, causing any network glitch, and I pray that it remains so, you know, that we will not experience any network glitch, you know, for the, in a short time that we will be here. So the men, we said that you have to be intentional about it, you know, to show, you know, don't allow her to just, don't say she's supposed to, after all she's supposed to know, you know, I'm happy with her and I support her, you know, and all that. No, she should know, you should convince her that you are truly in support, you know, in support of her dreams, her aspirations, her achievements, you know. It does not have to be, it does not mean that she's now the head of the family, she's earning more, you know. It's a big deal, it's really a big deal, it's a big deal in our society, in our setting, you know, how that you know, you find that some men are not very, you know, they're not very happy with the wife's progress, they don't feel very comfortable, you know, they don't feel very comfortable with the wife's progress, especially if the woman is making more money, you know. The focus is the woman that is making more money than the man. Yeah, be it an entrepreneur, be it you know, an off someone that is working in an office, apart from, you know, aside being an entrepreneur, you being the business owner, you know, for a lady that is a salary earner, you know, any form, no, whatever form of income that she has, so far that she is making more money than the guy, you find that, you know, sometimes the men are not happy about it. So that is what we are talking about today, you know. And yesterday we did introduce the topic. This is not the first time we're delving into it, so now we're delving further into the topic, right? So I have a story to tell, you know. Time didn't permit us to share it yesterday. So this story now is a fiction. Yeah, it's a fiction. It's not with the real names of the people. So if I'm gonna call names, do not feel is she talking about me, eh? So why am I getting, you know, hearing my story on the internet? No. This is fiction. All right, this is fiction. That fact is established. This is fiction. So a Mr. David, is married to a Mrs. Sarah, and the David has been trying all his possible best, like all his possible best, to provide for the family. He works hard so much, to put food on the table. He's doing so well. Mr. David, I think, is a graphic designer. He's a very hardworking man. He puts food on the table. He's the breadwinner. He tries everything possible to ensure that the family does not lack, any basic amenities. So he has a wife, married to a wife that is a barrister, that is a lawyer, by profession. And this lady started doing so well in her career. And before you know what was happening, she started making more money than her husband. So a once very cordial relationship. Okay, there's a call that's trying to come in. I'm trying to stop it. So a once very cordial relationship between the husband and the wife, started deterring. And the man started allowing it, to affect him. So please help me tap on your screen during the live. Help me tap on your screen. Tap. Okay, please tap on your screen. Thank you very much. If you're joining us, please like the live. Okay. All right. So the story I have here, I have it written down so that I don't forget anything, so that I don't forget any detail. Okay, so then we'll talk about it. So if I share the story, then we will talk about it. All right. Okay, yeah, I have it now. Okay, so once there was a man named David. Okay, a man named David who had always taken pride in being the breadwinner of the family. He's always taken pride in being the breadwinner of the family. He worked hard, so very hard in his job as a graphic designer. But his wife, Sarah, was a successful lawyer whose career was blossoming rapidly. If you join the live, please tap on your screen and let us know where you are chatting from. All right. Yeah. Let us know where you're chatting from if you join the live. Okay, I'm trying to see okay, because as we go ahead, I'm going to be reading the charts, as we progress in the course of this this meeting, this live stream. All right, you're welcome, Susan. You're welcome. Susan, you're welcome. Are you joining us for the first time? Please, if you have not subscribed to the channel, kindly subscribe to our channel, Consigirl TV, and click on live. Tap on your screen. Oh, you're welcome. I see you, Susan. I see you, Susan Imo. How was your day? How was your day? Okay, trying to see if hope I'm getting I'm getting the trying to look at my other device to be sure that I'm not missing anyone's chart, because this my phone has disappointed me once. I wasn't seeing all the charts. Hey Mike and you're welcome. Good to have you. Good to have you here. You're welcome. How was your day? Where are you chatting from? Where are you chatting from? What part of the nation are you chatting from? Where are you chatting from? Okay, so okay, Mike is starting from the USA. That's lovely. Awesome. That's lovely. What time is it there now? What time is it there? So here in Nigeria, this is 22 minutes after 5 o'clock. After 5. You're welcome. You're welcome. Susan, where are you chatting from? Let us know where you're chatting from, Susan. Let us know where you're chatting from. Let us know where you're chatting from, Susie. Mike is chatting from USA. Thank you for logging in. And hi, USA. Susan is chatting from Abia State here in Nigeria. That's lovely, lovely, lovely. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks for joining, everyone. Thank you for joining. I'm so excited that you're here. Okay, so let's go back to the story. Okay, let's delve back into the story. So we said that there is David, who has always taken pride in being the breadwinner of the family. He worked hard in his job as a graphic designer. I had this written down. To I didn't want to forget any. I didn't want to forget any. Um, I didn't want to forget any detail, right? I didn't want to forget any detail. So that's why I have it written down. I had it written down. So okay, so Mike says it's all good, right? I love to write. Yeah, I love to write. So this one is typing. It's another device of mine. This one is typing that I did, but it's all in the family of writing. Okay, so yeah, you're correct. So David is married to his wife Sarah, who who's a lawyer, a successful lawyer that whose career was blossoming rapidly. Awesome, awesome. So as Sarah's career soared, yeah, David's insecurities began to gnaw at him. He started comparing himself to his wife. David started comparing himself to his wife, feeling inadequate and overshadowed by her success. Aww. So she started feeling, it wasn't the wife doing. Okay, as at now we don't know if the wife did anything to, to make her husband start feeling inadequate and all of that. Okay, so as at now, this is just the beginning of the story, so we cannot yes form an opinion on that. So let's read further. So David's insecurities began to gnaw at him. He started comparing himself to his wife, feeling inadequate and overshadowed by her success. He struggled with his self-worth and felt like he was failing in his traditional role as the breadwinner. He started feeling as though he was failing as the breadwinner. I hope I'm not missing any comments. Okay, so please be sending your reactions while we progress in the live. Okay, be sending your reactions, be commenting. Thank you very much. Okay, so unable to, okay, so overshadowed by her success. He struggled with his self-worth and felt like he was failing in his traditional role as the provider. Oh, it's really a bad state to be in. It's a bad state to be in. Yeah, it's iconic. I can imagine. I'm not a guy, but I can imagine when suddenly you start feeling like you're no longer providing for your family. You're failing in your traditional role. I know how that feels. I know how that feels, and so sorry, David, for feeling that way. Unable to voice his feelings to Sarah, David began to withdraw emotionally, avoiding conversations about work and finances. His self-esteem plummeted and he slipped into a cycle of self-doubt and resentment. Oh, self-doubt and resentment. One day, after a particularly heated argument sparked by his unspoken insecurities, Sarah confronted David about his behavior. Sarah confronted the husband about his behavior because he started feeling withdrawn, emotionally, started to avoid discussions that bordering on finances and career, started avoiding those discussions. So the wife confronted him one day after a heated argument. So with tears in her eyes, she confronted David. Then David finally opened up about his feelings of inadequacy and how he struggled with Sarah's success. So he eventually, opened up after a heated argument between himself and his wife, Sarah. Yeah, he finally opened up, and when the wife confronted him, he finally opened up, okay? To tell the wife what the problem was. So he finally opened up, and so let's see what his explanation was. Yeah, Mike, so sad. That was so sad. Yeah. So he finally opened up, which is a beautiful one, to his wife. And then about his feelings, opened up about his feelings of inadequacy and how he struggled with Sarah's success. But instead of being met with anger or judgment, Sarah listened with empathy. The wife, you see, when the husband told, when David told her, his wife confided in his wife about his insecurities and his feeling of inadequacies, that he could no longer meet up with his traditional role as the provider. What did Sarah do? Sarah did not confront him, did not judge him. Sarah did not judge him, right? Sarah did not judge him. Instead, what did Sarah do? Sarah listened with empathy. And that is one thing we should go home with. It took a lot of courage for David to even open up to the wife. Most men wouldn't do that. Their ego will not even allow them to do so. But here, it was not, Sarah didn't, but here David didn't continue feeling bad about himself. He opened up to his wife. And then he confided in her about her insecurities, about his insecurities and his feeling of inadequacy, which is a beautiful one. And when he was telling the wife when he was telling the wife, Sarah did not in any way judge him. Like, you mean you've been having issues with my success? You mean you've been having issues with my success? Yeah, yeah. Mike says, so sad. Yeah, it's truly so sad. Susan says, yeah, so sad. It is. Okay, so what did Sarah do? What did Sarah do when Mike confided in her? She didn't, she Mike wasn't met with any form of anger, or judgment. Sarah listened with empathy and understanding. Then she reassured him that their worth was not defined by their incomes. Lovely. So the wife, explained to him that their worth, that the both partners, the Sarah and the husband David, that their worth was not dependent on their income. Mike needed that. David needed. Sorry, Mike, I'm mentioning your name. you know, David needed. David needed that. David David needed that assurance. He needed that reassurance. Mike, sorry, I'm mentioning your name. So David needed that assurance from the reassurance from the wife Sarah, that their self-worth, what they worth, is not based on their income, because Sarah was earning more than David, the husband. So it's not dependent on the self-worth at all. That was a sweet one, right? That was a sweet reassurance coming from Sarah. That was a sweet one. She didn't say that's your business. That if you like, don't work on your insecurities. So you're even jealous of me. Aha. The wife could have said, you're even jealous of me. So you're jealous of my progress. So you are an enemy. Instead of you to be happy with me. No, 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 no. Sarah didn't do that. Instead, she reassured him that their worth was not defined by their incomes, and that she valued him for so much more than just financial contributions. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She reassured him that their worth was not based on financial contributions, and that is so sweet. Yes, 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 Mike. That's lovely. That's lovely. A lot of women are even, the reason why their husbands that are not able to talk to them. They're even responsible why their husband is not even, able to talk to them, and confined in them when they are facing challenges, especially for a woman who earns more than the man. The man may feel, that if he opens up about his insecurities, the wife can even mock him, or even laugh at him or make jest of him. But in this case, Sarah, in our case study, didn't do that. He didn't do that at all. Sarah didn't do that. When David confided in her after the confrontation, after the heated argument, so David confided in her that this, as a result of your success and all that, I've been feeling insecure, inadequate. I've not been meeting up with my traditional role of being the provider, and here you're earning more, you're doing most of the things, sorting most of our bills and all of that. So that's why I've been feeling insecure. Yeah, kudos, Sarah. That's true. Kudos, Sarah. Yay, yay, for doing that. It's very important. It's very important that we learn that. Let us learn it. It takes a lot for a man that has ego, to open up like that. So you shouldn't for any reason, try to misunderstand him or think that he's the enemy of your progress. Yeah, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. So let's delve right back into our story for today. Okay, so yeah. So she reassured him that their worth was not defined by their incomes and that she valued him for so much more than just financial contributions. Financial contributions. Lovely. What's the lovely wife, Sarah, that you are? So Sarah reminded David of the qualities that made him special and the ways in which he enriched their lives. Ah, love. Yeah, yeah. Sarah reminded him of, the way, sorry, excuse me, reminded him of the way he enriched their lives and all of the qualities that, made him special. Made him special. That's a lovely why. That's a lovely why, right? So, through honest conversations and mutual support, they worked through their issues together. They worked through their issues together. They worked through their issues together. Sarah made an effort to acknowledge David's strength and contributions to the family, while David started to appreciate and celebrate Sarah's achievements without letting his insecurities overshadow their relationships. Don't let your insecurity overshadow the relationship that you have with your wife, and vice versa. The wife, do not also let your insecurities overshadow the relationship that you have with your husband. This is lovely, with our story. This is lovely. Please, you're welcome to live. As you join, kindly let me know that you're joining. Kindly, tap on the comment section. Tap in the comment section and let me know that you're here so that I can welcome you properly, and let us know where you're chatting from. And yeah, like the live and tap on your screen. Tap on your screen. Tap on your screen. Tap on your screen, right? Yeah, lovely. Tap on your screen. You're welcome for joining us. You're welcome. Okay, so this is, one of the challenges that, men face. Sometimes it's not because that man is a bad person. Sometimes it's not because that man is a bad person. No, it's because of insecurities, because of his insecurities. How that the wife is earning more than him. So you find that, because of these insecurities, he started to get withdrawn, you know emotionally, physically. Like our story, David started avoiding conversation that bothers on their career, and conversations that had to do with anything finances, because the wife was earning more than him. Susan says, kudos, Sarah. Yes. Susan Imo said, true, laugh out loud. Yeah. So the wife didn't judge him, because some women will be like, so instead of you to be happy with my progress, you're not even, you're enemy of my progress. You're not even supporting. You're not happy. So you're even jealous because I'm earning more money than you. You're jealous. That didn't happen. And that shouldn't happen. Okay. So the wife, when David was telling him about what happened, why he was withdrawn and everything, the wife was understanding, was very, very understanding. Sarah was very, very understanding. Okay, I'm just trying to recap what we're talking about. because of the people that are just joining us, so that you understand what we're discussing. So it's a story that we introduced yesterday that we're continuing today. Insecurities of men when their wives are earning more money, more money than them. So we said that we're using a case study of a marriage between David and Sarah. Please, this is not a real names. This is not. These are not real names. Of the persons involved. This is purely fiction. Fiction. It's just to just to paint a scenario for us. It's just to paint a scenario for us. During the course as we progress in this live stream in our discussion today. So this is imaginary persons. These are imaginary persons. It's fiction, strictly purely fiction. So so David was, like, I just trying to do a recap before we continue. So David was a graphic designer, a hard-working man, very responsible man, married to Sarah. So he was a graphic designer. He was trying his best to meet up with the traditional role of a man being the head of the family, being the provider. So he was providing for the family, making sure they do not lack in anything. Yeah, the basic social amenities. So here comes Sarah. Sarah is a lawyer. Sarah, David's wife, is a lawyer. She was doing so well. As God will have it, as fate will have it, Sarah started progressing in her career, which is what every woman would pray for ordinarily. So Sarah started progressing in her career, started progressing. I can see Frank, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks for joining us today. So how was your day today? How was your day? How was your day? Hope you are you seeing the rain, Frank? Are you seeing the rain? Are you seeing the rain? It's been raining here in Abuja. It's been raining here since. I hope I'm not missing any comments. Hope I'm not missing any comment. Yeah. So, Frank, did you see the rain? Yeah, it's raining even here. It's raining even here. I'm even grateful. I'm even grateful that the network is not giving us, the rain is not giving us issues at all it's not distorting the network. And we're not even experiencing any network glitch during the live. Yeah, it's raining. Thank God I have a stable network. Yeah, Frank says it's weather for two. So are you two where you are, or you're one? Yourself, and you. Me, myself, and I. Are you two where you are? Since the weather is weather for two, are you two where you are? Okay, so before you join, I'm just trying to do a recap of what we've been discussing. Before you joined us, we said that okay, so we're using a case study of, okay, so we're talking about men supporting their wives, their wives' career. So yesterday we started on the, I'm trying to see if I'm not supposed to miss any comments while we go on. I like to see chats and okay. And I like to acknowledge your comments. Okay, Mike says hi, Frank. Mike, Frank, have you greeted? Have you returned Mike's greeting? Is helloing you, is hi-ing you. You're welcome. Susan says you're welcome, Frank. Yeah, thanks, Susan. Lovely. Okay, yeah, the weather is cold and the rain is not even about to stop. It will just reduce as though it's about to stop, and then it will increase again. So before you join, before you join fine. So what we're discussing yesterday, we had introduced the topic yesterday. We said our topic yesterday was in sync and support. Men backing their wives' dreams and aspirations. Okay, hi Mike here. So men backing their wives' aspirations. So we were comments yesterday were, some people said that usually men feel insecure and unhappy when their wives are, and if their wives are earning more than them. Is that true? Do you believe that? Do you believe that? So that some men, feel insecure when their wives are earning more than them. Even be it salary earners, entrepreneurs, or just so far that the woman is earning more, the man feels insecure. So there's a story that we are. What do you think, Mike? Is that do you think that's true? Do you think that's true? I don't want to miss any comment. Do you think that's true? What do you think, Mike? Yeah, some men, but not all. Okay, so Susan says true, definitely. And Frank says, yeah, some men, but not all men. Mike says, not exactly. Laugh out loud. Okay, yeah, some men are like that. So there's a story that we're discussing. There's this guy. His name is David. It's a fiction. Okay, it's a fiction. So we established that that's actually a fiction. So David is married to Sarah. David is a graphic designer. He's been trying his possible best to put food on their table, to provide for his family. His traditional role as the provider, he's been trying, to keep up with it. And he's been providing for the family. Then here comes Sarah, the wife. Fiction. So Sarah is a lawyer that by the grace of God started doing well, started progressing, in her career. Started progressing in her career, started doing so well. Her career, her career was just, her career was blossoming. She was doing so well, more money in her pocket. She was earning more. So all of a sudden, David the husband, started withdrawing. He started withdrawing emotionally. The wife will feel it definitely that this guy is withdrawing. So he started withdrawing emotionally. And okay, so Frank, not exactly. Mike said not exactly. Sorry. Frank says, but it's actually the fault of most women. Are you serious? Okay, Frank, can you tell us what you mean by that? How is it the fault of most women? For example, how is it the fault of most women? For example, can you talk to us about that? Okay, so Susan says every woman's prayers. Okay, every woman's prayers to do well, right? For your job to blossom, not to end more. Please, Susan, for clarity's sake, Susan, let us know what you mean by every woman's prayers. For clarity's sake, is it the prayer of every woman to do well more than to make more money than the husband? Is that, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that's what you mean by every woman's prayer. But what do you mean? Is it every woman's prayer to do more than their husband? Or what? What exactly do you mean by every woman's prayer? Okay, what exactly do you mean? So Frank, can you explain more what you mean? Expatiate on that, what you mean by is actually the fault of most women. Is it their fault that they are doing well? Is it their fault that they are doing well, or what exactly is their fault? What exactly is the fault of most women? Then Susan, please, can you be so kind? Susan, can you be so kind to explain what you mean by every woman's prayer? Is it every woman's prayer to do better than the husband? Okay, Susan says, ha ha ha, I meant to do well in her career. Ah, okay, okay. Thank you for the clarity. Thank you for the clarification. Thank you for the clarification. So yeah, and right back at our story. So David started withdrawing emotionally, started avoiding discussions that that bothers discussions that bother on career. How that's a man and woman would just talk about their career, the day's work when they come back to the house. So David started avoiding such discussions, such conversations that have to do with career and finances, because the wife started earning more than him, so he was avoiding such conversations. So one day there was a heated argument. There was a heated argument between the wife and the husband. So Sarah confronted him, asking him why the sudden behavior, why is it behaving, the way he is. So David opened up and confided in the wife that is because of her success, that he's feeling inadequate because he can no longer meet up with the standard of living. The wife is now earning more, and the wife is now the one providing. Not really, she didn't become the breadwinner, but she's now earning more. She's now earning more than the husband. So David said that he started feeling inadequate and insecure. So that is the reason why he was drifting apart. He was becoming withdrawn. Okay, Frank says the man takes care and provides for the family almost all his life. The man takes care and provides for the family almost all his life, but when a woman does it for just a little time, it becomes an issue. That is true. This adage, your money is our money, but my money is my money. That's a woman says, my money is my money, then your money is our money. So it's you that is supposed to be doing it. So you find that sometimes when a woman starts to provide for the family, is a big issue. Her body will start biting her because she's not supposed to be the breadwinner. She's not supposed to be, the one in charge. She feels that, but some women derive pleasure in their men providing for them. So the events where the man is no longer providing, some women have problems with that. Even if they make their own money, some women just don't fancy that. Some women, because they don't want to do it, or on the other hand, some women, because not that they don't want, they just feel protected when the husband is the one providing for them. They feel they're protected, they're loved, they're happy, that it's the man that's providing for them. I hope I'm able to express this. But on the other hand, Frank, you're correct. You're correct. Some women starts giving you trouble, even though the man has, like you rightly said, even though the man has been providing all his life, but after a little while, maybe something happens and the wife has to, take over. Then there's, there are issues here and there. That's true. And it's not supposed to be so. Hello, women. Not supposed to be so. One day, I have it written down here. Please keep your comments coming in while I continue with our story. So one day, after a particularly heated argument sparked by his unspoken insecurities, Sarah confronted David about his behavior with tears in her eyes. And David finally opened up about his feelings of inadequacy and how he struggled with Sarah's success. Then through honest okay, yeah. So instead of being met with anger or judgment, instead of being met with anger or judgment, Sarah listened with empathy and understanding. Ah, Sarah, my love, that's a good one. Frank, what do you think about Sarah's Frank, what do you think? Mike, what do you think? Susan, what do you think about Sarah's behavior when David confided in him that he did struggled with her success? So Sarah, instead of being met with anger or judgment, Sarah listened with empathy and understanding. She reassured him that their worth was not defined by their incomes, that their incomes would not define them. I love this. That their incomes will not define them, and that she valued him for so much more than just financial contributions. That valued him for so much. As I read along, I will look at charts to be sure I'm not missing out on any of the charts. Okay, so Sarah did reassure him that their incomes would not define their worth. Their incomes. In other words, even though Sarah is earning more than David, it does not mean that that's what David is worth. That's what she's saying. It does not mean that's what you're worth. That your income does not define what you're worth, even for herself as well. So she now reminded David how much more she values him, so much more than financial contributions. I think that's lovely. Mike says, I love Sarah. Wow, yeah, lovely. That's so awesome. And that she valued him for so much more than just financial contributions. Sarah reminded David of the qualities that made him special and the ways in which he enriched their lives. So unlike some women that will have issues, that will have some women that would even make the man feel worthless, remind him that he's worthless or what have you. Unlike them, Sarah reminded David that their incomes would not define their worth. Again, reminded David that she values him so much more than financial contributions. I think that's lovely. I think that's awesome. Okay, so Sarah reminded David of the qualities that made him special. What a lovely wife. That made him special, and the ways in which excuse me, the weather is cold. I don't know this. So Sarah reminded him the qualities that made him special and the ways in which he enriched their lives. Frank says Sarah is 1 in a million women. Ah, come off it, Frank. What are you insinuating? Are you saying that in a million women, Sarah is just one woman that will do this? Is that what you're saying? prank. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't think that yeah, I don't think that it's just very few persons, very few women that will appreciate their husband. I don't think it's very, even though they are earning more, even though they're earning more. So let me finish the story. Let's continue dropping our comments. Let me finish the story. So through honest conversations and mutual support, they worked through their issues together. Sarah made an effort to acknowledge David's strength and contributions to their family. She made an effort. She intentionally acknowledged his strengths and his contributions to the family. It was a conscious effort that Sarah made. And David, on the other hand, started to appreciate and celebrate Sarah's achievements without letting his insecurities overshadow their relationship. Without letting his insecurities overshadow their relationship. Over time, David found confidence in himself and his abilities, eventually realizing that his worth was not tied to his income, but to the love and support he provided to his family. Yeah, that his worth was not tied to his income, but his worth is tied to the love and support. So what's most important is the love and support that you provide for your family. To the men out there, what's most important is the love and support you provide to your family. Together, they transformed their insecurities into strength, cultivating a relationship built on mutual respect, understanding, and unwavering support for each other's aspirations. That's so lovely. So for Sarah, she took so that's one thing to go home with. Sorry, a call was coming in. I had to end the call. Okay, so that's one thing to go home with, and we're rounding up now. So so you see, Sarah did not so when David now confided in Sarah, explaining the reason for his insecurities, he did accept the fact that he was struggling with her success. He did accept the fact that he was struggling with her success, confided in her, and he did confide in her, that he was struggling with her success. And then Sarah, on the other hand, didn't feel like, what do you mean by that? So you're my enemy, so you're enemy of progress. So you're not even happy with my success, just like some women would do. Susan says, lovely story. Yes, lovely session today. Thank you so much. So Sarah did not in any way, she didn't in any way, when David confided in him, she didn't feel bad about it. Instead, she listened with empathy and understanding, and then she even goes ahead to reassure him of her love, reassure him that his worth would not be defined by his income, that both of them, their worth was not defined by their income. It's reassured him that she values him so much more than his financial contributions. I think that's awesome. And she was intentional about it. And then she started to acknowledge all of his efforts, all of his contributions, his love towards their family. She intentionally started acknowledging all of these, all of this, made made a conscious effort to acknowledge the husband's efforts and contributions, towards their family. Mike says, I'm learning. Yeah, I'm learning too. Yeah, thank you. So he made a conscious effort. She made a conscious effort to acknowledge. Then Mike, on his own part, did what? He started building back his self-esteem. We read it here. Started building back his self-esteem. Started to appreciate and celebrate Sarah's accomplishments. So please, men, do celebrate your wives' accomplishments when they are doing well. Whether they are earning more than you or you are earning more than them is a partnership thing. It's not a competition. You're not supposed to be in competition with your spouse. So you acknowledge your wife's accomplishments. Wives, please do acknowledge your husband's financial contributions as well. So so David, okay, so without letting his insecurities overshadow their relationships. Yeah. So I like to end the live here. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for everyone who made today a success, who made today lovely, interesting, and engaging. Thank you for joining the live today. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your contributions. Thank you for your time. Making our times a whole lot. Those of us that breathed in and breathed out, thank you as well. I do hope that you will find time to go back, even when we're no longer on live stream. Find time to go back and listen and learn, and drop your comments as well. You're free to drop your comments even after the live. You're free to drop your comments. The stream would be uploaded on my YouTube channel, Country Girl TV. Do drop your comments even after the live, okay? And kindly help us share the live to your friends and your families. Share the live. Free to share to 1 to 5 to 10%. All right, thank you so much. We're drawing the curtain here. It was so nice being here with you today and discussing with you. Thank you so much. Do take care of yourself. Bye.